She made space for me. She welcomed me. She spent time with me, and she provided me with some and lived by some very powerful, life saving principles. And acceptance was one of them. And I have the stages of grief here. This is one of the many stages of grief. I don't even know who created this particular graphic or this particular model. I am a visual learner. And so, in order to understand a psychological concept or a philosophical concept, I have to see some type of diagram. And honestly, when it comes to mathematics, geometry, is the only course that I did well in or that I really understood because there are images, right? And so this one here is an example of the stages of grief. And to your left, you got loss, hurt, and to your right, you got loss adjustment. And in between there, you got 20 different stages that a person can move through when it comes to getting to a place where you have adjusted to the loss. That could be the loss of a job, the loss of the breakup of a relationship, right? If you've watched any of my other videos, it could be losing your keys, something minor. But there are stages, since we're talking about process, right? That a person has to go through when it comes to adjusting to the loss or grieving. And the stages do not work in succession. All right. A person can bounce uh, from loss hurt, some aspect of loss hurt to over to some aspect of loss adjustment. And so, but what I think it does, or how it worked for me, is it gave me new language and it provided a guide for me to kind of understand how a person can move through the stages of grief. And so, with the loss of my lovely Lois Lanice Stevens is her name. I say your name, Lois Lanice Stevens. I want to just thank you. I still observe her spirit, and hopefully, it lives within me every time that I review this intervention because it is her acceptance of me into her life uh, that gave me an introduction, should I say, to acceptance. And so, one of the ways, though, that she did that was she introduced me to a prayer at a really critical point in my life. I was questioning myself. I was having, you know, really serious lows. I was at a pivot point in my life, or I was at the nadar, or the what is the other word? The opposite. There's an opposite word for nadir. It is called. It's escaping me right now. Uh, but I was there. And she suggested she had this prayer that she shared with me. And she encouraged me to say it, the prayer, recite the prayer every day. And I did. Uh, and I moved into it, changed the trajectory of my life. And
Used to be a victim, but still I give what I give. Better yet, I give what I can. On this planet, I have come to understand. It is all about reciprocity. From thee to thee I see. Some may call it karma. But what goes around comes around is the formula you allow your spirit to understand. What it means to be a participant in the third dimension, the great